Happy Wednesday, friends. In the first sign that our lives might soon be returning to normal, Nebraska Crossing announced yesterday, yes, the outlet mall out near Gretna, they announced they're opening for business next Friday. Now that's good news because they're the first major retail spot that said we're going to open back up and see how it goes. They have the governor's blessing. Some of the health people are not so happy about it because they're afraid that it's going to ruin everything. I think in general, that's a good move. That's 9 days from now. And so I think by the end of April, if that experiment goes well, you'll start to see more and more businesses open back up. Now again, I'm just a pastor, what do I know? But I'm just reading the newspaper and telling you what it looks like is coming down the pike. Also, our public health officials continue to say that in Nebraska we've done a pretty good job managing this outbreak. And so we're heading in a healthy direction as far as our capacity to open life back up and make it look a little more normal. That's hopeful to me. I hope it's hopeful to you. Now, here's the spot you're at in your soul. In the midst of this pandemic, one of two things is about to happen. You're about to go crazy and lose your mind, or you're on the verge of breakthrough. And here's why. Because right about now, you're at the place where you've been like, I don't know if I can take another day of all of this, everything being locked down and me having to sort of be alone with myself and alone with the people I live with. When you feel like that's almost getting to where you can't take it anymore is usually the spot where there's about to be a spiritual breakthrough. I was reading this week a book by Henri Nouwen called, I forgot the name of the book. I'll follow up with you later. I'll mention it on tomorrow's briefing. Anyway, in the book, he talks about moving from loneliness to solitude. And he talks about how most of us, because we hate the feeling of loneliness, when we start to feel a depth of loneliness that starts to feel really uncomfortable, we sort of bail out. We go to distraction, or we try to figure out something to do with life to make that loneliness go away. But he talks about actually only moving through that loneliness do we really get to a place of spiritual solitude where we're able to hear from and commune with God in new ways. And my prayer for us, Coram Deo, is that we're on the verge of that some of us are finally starting to experience that place where we're tired of looking to technology to distract us. You know, we've read all the books in the house. There's not a whole lot more we can do to manage our loneliness. And we really have to go to the Lord. That's what I hope is happening for you. I know it's been happening for me in my own soul. And so that's my hope, is that there's some spiritual breakthrough coming in the weeks ahead. Now, I want to remind you, this Sunday, parking lot service right here outside this beautiful 8787 Pacific Street building. You'll follow the parking attendants. We'll all come in one way. They'll park you in an organized fashion so that we can use as many of the parking spots as possible. And I'll look forward to preaching on the parables and being outside with you in weather that's at least as good as this, maybe better. So I'll see you Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for another daily briefing.